What is up, my fellow beasts? Welcome back to a new video. Today I am bringing you a video about World at War. We're going to be talking about 10 things World at War did right back in the day. I feel this game is a little bit underrated. Not a little bit, it's extremely underrated, man. This game was fucking awesome. It came out in 2008 and it just came out, at the wrong time. Because, when you look at World at War, it came out in between Call of Duty 4, pretty much the Call of Duty that took the Call of Duty franchise to a whole new level. People loved Call of Duty 4. And then after World at War, we had Modern Warfare 2, another freaking monster. So that's why this Call of Duty is so underrated. To be honest, I only got World at War towards the end of Modern Warfare 2 because, towards the end of that game, everyone was using the grenade launcher and it was unplayable. So because World at War is such a simple game, I couldn't really think about 10 things World at War did right when it comes to multiplayer. Usually when I make these videos, I just talk about things on the multiplayer, so the last two things are not about it. So the first thing on this list, ladies and gentlemen, World at War did right is the gore. For the first time, I believe, in a Call of Duty game, we had insane gore. You could see blood all over the place, you could see legs flying, arms flying, especially when you used explosives, like grenades or bouncing betties, or even with a shotgun. Killing something at close range with a shotgun would pretty much send that motherfucker back into 20 different pieces. It was absolutely insane because it made the game more realistic. Well, in Call of Duty 4, you're just running around, you shoot people, they fall, you don't see any blood. On this Call of Duty, as I said, you could see motherfuckers being blown up to pieces. The thing about two World at War did right were the sounds. The sounds are absolutely fantastic. I think that this game has the best voice acting in the Call of Duty games. And I feel that the most recent Call of Duties like Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare and whatever, they should take a look at how World at War made things back in the day. This was excellent fucking voice acting and it's just fucking biblical. I'm gonna let it play for a little bit so that you guys can hear it.
We ain't ready to quit. If we're going down fighting.
They send their hounds, but they too will find only death. Enemy recon plane, right above us.
The savages send dogs to do their work. Kill all who rise against you. Bring death to all on the battlefield.
We have lain waste to all who stood before us. They come for our blood, but drown in their own.
The thing number 3 World at War did right was bringing back tanks to the Call of Duty franchise. Now, a lot of people think that World at War was actually the first Call of Duty to have tanks, but it wasn't. The first one, I believe, I'm not sure though, was Call of Duty 3. In fact, Call of Duty 3 didn't just have tanks, it had bikes and it also had jeeps, so it had a shit ton of vehicles. And in World at War, they brought back tanks. I never had a problem with that because at the time I was also playing Battlefield and I loved using the tanks, and to be fair, the tanks were not a big deal in World at War. Only like 2 or 3 maps had the tanks and they were pretty slow, but I think that they were super fun to use. The thing number 4 on this list, ladies and gentlemen, are the dogs. I think that the dogs were pretty fun as a kill streak. You also had the artillery and then you had the spy plane, which was the same thing as the UAV. Back in the day there were no helicopters, so they had to come up with something, and they came up with the idea of having dogs running around devouring people's faces. And I'm glad that they had the puppies in the game in World at War because they made them better in Black Ops 1 and also in Black Ops 2, and the dogs are a killstreak that everyone loves in the Call of Duty franchise. The thing number 5 on this list World at War did right, ladies and gentlemen, has to do with perks. I'm just gonna mention 2 perks because they were absolutely biblical back in the day: Flak Jacket and Gas Mask. I already mentioned these in my video about Black Ops 1, but Flak Jacket for the first time appeared in a Call of Duty game in World at War, and it was amazing because you had some protection against grenades. Imagine if Call of Duty 4 had Flak Jacket. It could have saved so many random deaths due people spamming grenade ×3 or due to people running around with martyrdom. And in World at War, besides nerfing the explosives, which Treyarch did, and they did it very well because they were very strong at Call of Duty 4. Besides nerfing the explosives, they also gave you Flak jacket to have some protection against explosives, which was pretty cool, especially like in game modes like Domination. It was just impossible to capture flags, and it. If you're playing Modern Warfare Remastered, you know that it's impossible to play Domination. It's impossible to try to capture flags without dying, I don't know, 5 times due to grenades. And as I said, the gas mask is also awesome in World at War. It was a great idea to add this thing because later on the gas mask would be something that allowed you to counter stun grenades and flash grenades and whatever, which is also something that Call of Duty 4 didn't have back in the day. The thing number 6 on this list World at War did right has to do with fun stuff. So in World at War we had the Flamethrower. For the first time we had a Flamethrower in the Call of Duty games, and this Flamethrower is probably the best ever. It's just a shame that it's only available at such a high rank. I still don't have it, and I will never have it because it's impossible to level up in World at War due to the hackers and due to most game modes not fucking working. So this Flamethrower was a perk in World at War, and that was awesome because reason number 1, you could never run out of fuel. It would overheat if you used it for a long period of time, which was like, I don't know, 5 seconds. It would overheat for a few seconds, but then it would recharge again, so that was pretty cool. And because it was a perk, you pretty much had 3 weapons. You had your primary, you had your secondary, and you had the Flamethrower. There was also the bayonet, which was a lot of fun to use. It's probably what you guys are seeing on this gameplay. Also the Molotov cocktail, which was hilarious. I loved using that thing. The gas grenade was also pretty fun to stop enemies from coming from certain spots and whatever. We also have the flare, which was it was kind of useful, I guess. It wasn't, people didn't really like using the flare that much. What I liked doing with the flare was I liked throwing it at people on the ground on second chance, and it gave you a different emblem when you killed the person by throwing something at their faces. And many times I would just throw the flare because it was pretty humiliating to kill a motherfucker with that thing. And finally we have the Samtex grenade, which was called Sticky Grenade, I believe. And for the first time we had a sticky grenade in a Call of Duty game, and then it appeared in MW2 and in all the other Call of Duty games. The thing number 7 on this list, ladies and gentlemen, World at War did right back in the day and no one remembers, was the boot camp. Don't you guys remember this shit? This was awesome. This was team deathmatch for noobs, alright? You could play this game mode from level 0 until level 8, and this was awesome for noobs because this way they would not get raped by good players. Noobs would just play against each other. They would just crouch walk all over the place, hip fire only. I don't know how these matches were because I don't really remember, but it must have been fucking hilarious. Now, if you didn't want to play on boot camp, you could go straight to other game modes, to the other normal game modes, but most noobs played boot camp first. The thing number 8 on this list, ladies and gentlemen, World at War did right, was the after action report. Pretty much for the first time after the end of a game, you could see how many kills you got with a kill streak, how many times you called in your kill streaks, who was your nemesis, who killed you the most times, and stuff like that. And I think that this was pretty cool. You could also see your kill streak, how many kills you got in a row. This was pretty cool back in the day. Call of Duty 4 didn't have this. Next we have the co-op campaign. For the first time you were able to play the campaign with your friends in a Call of Duty game, and that was awesome because usually campaigns are boring to play because you're playing solo. But in World at War you could play it with your friends or you could play it with random players, and I think that it was much more fun to play the campaign this way. And the last thing on this list, ladies and gentlemen, are the zombies. The zombies are absolutely biblical. I mean, they were pretty simple in World at War, and you get your perks, you get your kills, and that's pretty much it. But it was the start of these zombies in the Call of Duty franchise and of the zombies game mode in the Call of Duty franchise, and pretty much everyone loves playing this shit, zombies. And then in Black Ops 1 they were even better, and in Black Ops 2 I think they were even better in Black Ops 3. I mean, they're fun. They got way too complicated in Black Ops 3, but yeah, that's pretty much it. World at War was the first Call of Duty with zombies. And the funny thing about the zombies game mode in World at War is that Activision at first didn't want Treyarch to have zombies in the game because they were like, no one's gonna play that shit. Oh, were they fucking wrong. So that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. 10 things World at War did right back in the day, and pretty much I believe no one really remembers. Let me know your opinion in the comment section below. If I forgot about something else World at War did right back in the day, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out.